it's always hard to bet against, the greatest of all time, but Brady is also 6-0 in his own career against the Dallas Cowboys. And look, we made a big deal out of those 11 days Brady missed, but Brady will use anything as a chip to keep him motivated. So I think he's going to come out on fire against this team.
Look, remember, these teams squared off to start the season last year on that Thursday night, and Dak had the unbelievable night, even though Tampa wound up winning at the end. As far as this year is concerned, Todd Bowles, the new coach in Tampa, he and the Bucs seem very confident heading in. Listen.
I think we have more depth. I think we have more depth at each position than we had when we won the Super Bowl.
It's not going to be too many times that a team is this talented that you're on, and so we're going to take advantage of it and try to be hosting that trophy up at the end of the year.
All right, so this is fascinating to me. So you heard Todd Bowles say we have more depth. We had Bruce Arians up here the other day on First Take saying this is the most talented team they've had. And I think most football fans, because so many familiar names are gone, think the Buccaneers have gotten worse as far as talent is concerned. But Booger really got me thinking yesterday, Marcus, that maybe that's not right. Booger, who lives there in Tampa, is close to the situation. He said there are a lot of names you don't know. But this team may actually be more talented than it's been the last few years. Marcus, is that right?
No. Okay. And listen, this is why. Defensively, yes. I will look at that defense in our top tier. We know the names, we know the players, we know what they've done in this league. I'm not going to say a team is more talented when they don't have the offensive line that they won a Super Bowl with. I am a wait-and-see type of guy when it comes to up front, especially playing with a 45-year-old quarterback that demands more of his interior as far as his offensive line guys than anybody in the NFL. Am I nervous? Yes. Am I scared? Yes. Because we do not know, G. We have dealt with Tom Brady in his career based on knowns since we deemed him the GOAT. We've based that on knowing what's around him. We've based that on knowing that his protection would be solid and solidified. We do not know that. Yes, they can have talent, and these guys that are stepping in, like the Hayneses of the world who will be in that center, may turn out to be really good players. Hopefully so, but we do not know. And for that, I'm out.
So, Mike T, are you in or out? Because no one knows these rosters, and again, some of the names that average fans don't know, you do. How about it? How about this roster and its talent level right now around Tom Brady?
I'm all in. This is a great team because it starts on defense. They can be dominant on defense. They were really banged up, especially in their secondary when you think about guys like Carlton Davis, Murphy Bunny, Antoine Winfield. They all missed meaningful time. They got a star in Devin White. And on the other side of the ball, I guess I see it different from Swagoo from this standpoint. Shaq Mason, their right guard, is an upgrade for them. They got two great tackles. I think Hainsey will be fine. There is a question mark at left guard. But if anybody could be a great equalizer with a little leaky offensive line, it's Tom Brady and his pre-snap acumen. So I think they're going to be solid early on offense and dominant on defense.
How about it, Ty?
Yeah, I think leaky's the right word that Mike used there to describe it, but just having conversation with those in Tampa Bay, they say that we're the ones freaking out over the offensive line situation way more than they are. Because of their roster, they have that depth. They practice against each other, and they've been able to make each other better. And, you guys just put up on the screen there those offensive linemen that are on that injury report. Most of those guys are going to be coming back over the next week or so. So they're going to be in decent shape. When I had a conversation with head coach Todd Bowles about it, the first thing he said to me was that everyone is making a much bigger deal about this offensive line than what it needs to be. And look, we'll see, right? I'm with Marcus. Show me. I believe you, coach, but let's see it, because when you lose guys like Ryan Jensen, I don't know, that's not something you just brush off.
Marcus, give me a quick that face I can't ignore. Go.
Gee, I can't. To my football experience, I made this mistake a couple years ago when the Kansas City Chiefs went in to the Super Bowl against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm not going to do it again. I'm going to wait and see. Y'all tell me about all this talent, how good they are, practicing together. Variables happen in games that don't happen in practice. I am going to wait and see. I know this is a talented team, but when you got questions at center and left guard in the NFL, those are some of the worst questions to have.
We're going to start finding out a week from Sunday night in a marquee matchup against the Dallas Cowboys. Let's go to another team that has a lot of questions, and that would be the New England Patriots. We'll get to them in a minute. Let's actually go through.
Even if Aaron Rodgers wasn't even playing in the game. So I'm going to go with Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers to have a better performance, but 12. Okay.
Imagine if you gave Rodgers the receivers that Cousins will have in that game. Let's see what happens. Mike T, here's a good one for you. Derek Carr versus Justin Herbert. Who has the bigger day?
Justin Patrick Herbert. That's easy. And here's why. They fortified their offensive line again, taking another first-rounder in Zion Johnson. If you can block the Raiders, their secondary is still vulnerable, in my opinion. So I think this is a really good matchup for the Chargers because we know about Max Crosby and this Raider pass rush, but their secondary is vulnerable, and I think Herbert will carve them up.
And then Sunday night, Tom Brady versus Dak Prescott. Diana, who you like?
Thomas Edward Patrick Brady, Mike. First of all, it's always hard to bet again.
Who was with us this morning? Let's do. Here we go. Let's start with Baker Mayfield. He has been a frequent subject here. He was talking about facing his former team, the Browns, week 1. Here's what he said.
Obviously, I mean, everybody's going to write whatever story they want. There's history that I've played over the last 4 years. I'm an extremely competitive person. Everybody knows that. If I wasn't wanting to win, then there would be a really big issue of me being the quarterback here. So I want to win in everything I do. That'll never change.
All right, so that's what he said. What does Swagoo say?
Gee, all I heard was I must win. I have to win. And I have to play well. Or I'm going to be like the guy I just beat out here in Carolina. People going to be trying to figure out how we can get Lamar Jackson over from the Ravens to Carolina if I don't play well. This is Baker Mayfield's feeling, and I'm telling you right now, when he looks at Sam Darnold, he's praying that he's not staring in the mirror.
That's probably right, and I hate saying it because I was the last man standing on the Darnold Mountain, but I have to admit I was wrong and everybody else was right.
I was with you. I was with you.
We were wrong together.
You.
All right, that's good company.
Yeah.
Next stop is Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Mike Tomlin the owner of the Cowboys is Jerry Jones, talking about the state of his team heading into the season. Here's what he said.
I don't want to dwell on it, but I do want to burn it in our minds. I like that, continually reminding that we need to not only get in the playoffs, but we need to get way deep into the playoffs so we got a chance. I think this team is reflecting that. So that is the narrative.
That's what Jerry said. What does Swagoo say?
Well, let me rephrase for Jerry G. I know we came up short. I know that we need to win. And I know that these damn penalties better go away or I will be telling Mike McCarthy bye-bye. All right, that's what it boils down to. Look, Jerry is talking subliminal and everything is nice before the season starts. And he's talking about, I want to burn it into their mind, but I'm not going to dwell on it. Oh, yes, you are. He's going to be in front of the camera and he's going to say it every time something goes awry. I'm dwelling on it. We have to win, Mike McCarthy, or trouble is on the horizon.
That is what Swagoo says. Let's see what Mike T and Diana. Diana, I see you nodding along. What do you think? How do we feel about the Cowboys and their coach heading into week 1?
I'm just laughing because I feel like I should be the northerner to translate the southern accent, right? Southerners say things so nicely. I feel like I just need to say it the way I say it in Jersey, which is, you better freaking win, right? You better win or you're going to the dumpster. Because that's how I hear it. Swagoo's got his thing, but this is how we say it up here in Jersey, right? Like, because the reality is Mike McCarthy's been given an opportunity here to go out and win. Jerry has done a fantastic job in the draft over the last few seasons, giving him players. Let's just even discuss this offensive line situation, right? Because let's just face it, that's the headline right now with, we know, Tyron Smith being out here and Tyler Smith, the rookie, who Jerry drafted knowing that they've got to bolster this offensive line. He's dealing with some injuries. You know, Jason Peters, the Eagle Great, is going to be coming in to visit with the Dallas Cowboys to hopefully give them something as they try to sort this out. But Jerry's done his job. It's now time for Mike McCarthy to step up before Sean Payton walks.